Hello, welcome to Tea with Tea. I'm your host, Tracy Hojaili. In this podcast, we will be discussing music, film, art, and everything related to entertainment, including interviews with Lebanese and international creators. Today's guest is a very talented Brazilian filmmaker. Please welcome Pedro Furkin. Hi, Pedro.
Hi,
How are
Tracy.
you?
I'm very good. Thank you. What about you?
I'm doing well, thank you for asking. I want to say thank you for joining me today on this podcast.
Thank you.
This podcast, as we discussed previously, it's going to be Love in Film.
Yes.
So, what do you have to say about the title, as in Love in Film?
I think that every film it's about love. Actually, I think that every kind of art it's about love. Every art it's about love and I think there's no way we can make a film that it's about other thing. We can put it like way under some things, but it's always about love.
That's a really nice answer. So, uh, as we also talked that, as in romance and drama are one of your favorite genres in film. And so today we're going to talk about two films, which are Her and La La Land.
Hi, I'm Samantha. Good morning, Theodore.
Morning.
You have a meeting in 5 minutes. You want to try getting out of bed?
You're too funny.
Okay, good. I'm funny. I want to learn everything about everything.
I love the way you look at the world.
So last night I watched Her. I loved the concept of how he falls in love with a program. It's weird, and even the program sounded really, it's like true. I don't think I should spoil the ending, but what do you have to say about that?
Well, that's of course mostly love, but it's also about depression and he's sad, you know. So when you are sad, it's very easy to fall in love.
Right.
Everything that changes your life, your sad routine, it's going to, oh my god, that's amazing, that's like my savior, this person is my savior. And that program, it's a human being. I don't take it as a robot, I see her.
Yeah. She's always inspiring him to do something good in his life, since, as you said, he is a very depressed man, and she came to save him. But throughout the film, she takes a few things personal. Although she's just a robot and she's not supposed to have feelings, she takes a lot of things personal. And I thought that was really interesting because at first, when you actually start watching the movie, you don't think that this robot will actually start feeling something, or loving him. So I found that really interesting because I remember in all of school and English classes, and even at university, they would bring us the subject that says, does technology uh, replace humans? And of course, we always said no because they don't have feelings. But in this film, they gave life to this robot.
Yes, yes.
It was a bit weird.
It was weird. It is a lonely film. He's talking with nothing. At the same time, the film is very well written.
It is.
So we start to even to like Samantha, and to want
Yeah.
them to be together, and her voice. Oh my God, her voice, it's so nice, right?
When I read that Scarlett Johansson was going to be in the film, I did not expect that she would be the robot. It's something new. I don't think we have seen something like that before. Have you seen something like that before?
Now, with the COVID and with the pandemic and quarantine, everything is far. Everyone, it's away from you. So, right now you are away from me, and I cannot touch. I cannot. It's only imagination and voice. So I'm seeing that uh, nowadays the relationships are just like that. Spike Jonze, he was married with Sofia Coppola.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yes, and they broke up, and after the breakup, during the breakup, Sofia was directing Lost in Translation,
Okay.
and it's about breaking up. It's about everything. So anyway, so uh, 10 years passed, almost 10 years passed, and Spike Jonze made this film, Her, and both of them have Scarlett Johansson, and Spike Jonze mostly did this film because he said he was feeling sad, and he started to talking with a computer, and listening to it, he imagined.
Ah. So it's partially true. The film is partially true.
Facebook one time created computers, and they two robots online, and they put them to talk, but it was supposedly like a couple, and a man and a woman, and but of course it's two robots, so it's not men, not, but they are talking, and they ended up creating their own language, and when you tend to talk, you end up creating some languages, just like Theodore and Samantha.
Yeah.
They are talking so much that they with one word they end up understanding what the other is saying, and it's very interesting, and not every relationship needs that. So
Yeah, exactly.
now, since we are everyone away, it tends to be more like just talking. And
It is very interesting. It kind of solves the concept of miscommunication in relationships. Because nowadays you're forced to talk because you can't go see each other, you can't go fight and bring it on. You're supposed to talk. You can't do anything other than that. So I guess that's an advantage for our situation now.
yes, yes, yes.
Next film we're going to talk about is one of my favorite films, which is La La Land.
Who knows? Is this the start of something wonderful and new? Or what? Or a dream that I cannot make true?
It is a very beautiful film. I've watched it over 4 or 5 times. So, what do you have to say about La La Land?
Well, I remember the first time watching La La Land. Actually, it was like I just got out of high school, and my dream is to make films.
Yeah.
My dream is to enter the film school, and I was like, my mother was like, "Oh, you should not enter film school because it doesn't make money and everything."
We've all been through that. Yeah.
And I was watching it, and I remember getting so inspired by La La Land,
Yeah.
getting so like I cannot do other things. So this film actually made me choose my dream. So that's a very important film for me too.
Then you were like, okay, I'm going to film school because of La La Land. What scene or what what feeling did you have when you watched it?
I don't think it was a scene. I think I watched the entire film, but the feeling is just I think I am very in love with cinema,
Yeah,
just like Sebastian where was in love with jazz.
exactly. Yeah.
And and that just blew my mind. Like I really wanted and want to make this cinema and film school and everything. There's no scene, I think, but there's just it's just a very beautiful move. But I don't see the ending as sad. I don't I just see the ending as choices. Her, it's different. Her, it's not choices. Her,
Yeah.
it's sad. He didn't choose, but in La La Land they chose this, you know.
Okay, they did choose it, but it's disappointing for the viewer because you're actually seeing them building their future for each other because he goes to her town and then he tells her, okay, come, there's an audition, you have to come. And then she starts helping him with Sebs and all that, and then they fall apart. That's the very sad part.
Yes, yes. Love leads to disappointment in the end of the day.
Hmm. Sadly. Although we all hope that it doesn't, but it actually does.
But only human love, you know, I believe in greater love.
And what do you have to say about the music and the songs that they use?
Well, I love jazz actually. When I watched it for the first time, I started to pay more attention to jazz and everything.
I loved City of Stars, it's my favorite.
His voice
Yeah.
singing, you know, one thing that I understood with this film, uh, you know, the love of it's Sebastian, right? The name of
Yeah.
the, yes, his love for jazz. You know, he wants to bring it back
Mm.
to the industry, and but people don't believe in him, you know, and he always talk about Tom Waits did
Mm.
Tom Waits, it's a genius, and the music now it's not good, and the old music is good, the old jazz is good, and people tell him, okay, but you need to put something from this time in your song,
Yeah.
you know, and he doesn't agree, but then throughout the film he ends up doing it. The same love that Sebastian had for jazz, Damien Chazelle had for musicals, you know.
Wow.
So that's why he wanted to bring musicals back, but
Mm.
he could not do it. So, you know, and that's interesting for me, and that's why I wanted to make cinema.
It's really interesting actually. And I have to say something about La La Land, the cinematography. I just have to talk about this. The cinematography of La La Land is just stunning. It's beautiful. I haven't seen something that beautiful in a very long time. And I have to say that I love music as well. I'm a musician. This is my guitar. Yeah. So I think it is one of like a big dream of mine if I could actually do a musical. Like I could write the songs, but sometimes you see the dream as super far away because of like all of the budget, and you don't know how things would happen, especially in a country like Lebanon. I don't know if it's the same for Brazil.
The industry of cinema in Brazil, it's not good nowadays. It's not good. You can really see in her a real relationship between the Theodore and his ex-wife. You know,
Mm.
that's more real for me than
Yeah.
him and Samantha.
Yes.
You know, and it's interesting because they in some scenes, some shots, they are in love, they are playing, you know,
Yeah.
and it's laughing, and I see that that stage of relationship, that real stage of relationship, it's almost the same as, you know, Sebastian and it's Mia, right? The
Yes.
name,
Mia, right.
you know,
100%.
it's real, it's I think it's real love, maybe, we don't know,
We don't.
but
Yeah.
yeah, but at that time was real love, and both of them at that time broke up, in Sebastian, Mia, and Theodore and his ex-wife that I don't remember the name.
Yeah.
So they break up, they are sad, you know, and they fall in love with other thing,
Mm.
you know, Theodore with the computer, and to fulfill, you know, the empty space in
Right.
his heart, and Mia and Sebastian, I believe, with you know, with jazz and with acting, with, you know, their dreams
Yeah,
to
exactly.
fulfill the empty spaces.
Yeah.
But I also believe that if the film La La Land goes on, Sebastian and Mia could fall in love with, something that it's not good, maybe,
Do you think so?
just because they are in this kind of state where just got a breakup, and it's as I said, I think it's easy to fall in love, to misjudge love
Yeah.
when you're sad, to believe something is love and actually is not love.
100%. I totally agree with you on that.
Yes, and we don't know what love is, but it's interesting to watch those films and see, how people really mistake love for other things.
Mm.
They believe that something is love and it's not love, and when it's love, they believe it's not. They believe it's something else.
Yeah.
They believe it's like jealousy, that
Mm.
Sebastian believed that Mia was jealous of him.
I'm glad we have those films just to show us a bit around the universe. See, like, actually, okay, if you come to think about it, all of the love stories are actual love stories, maybe written in a different way, maybe given different characters, different obstacles, but they're all true stories, and they're just here to help us in life, I guess. And if not to help us, maybe to entertain us, to show us around. Because I believe in something, I don't know if you believe in that too. Every film has a type of message. Yeah, because I've heard a lot of people like, okay, don't think that films give you a message. That they're not supposed to do that. I've heard that. But I've seen it for myself that every film has a specific message. Whether it's like a tiny little message thrown in somewhere, there is a message, and we should all be aware of everything that is being given to us in cinema, because at the end of the day, it's a medium to express ourselves. Because if we didn't have feelings, there wouldn't have been any type of art, whether it's cinema, painting, music, all of that. We wouldn't have it. And I believe that it's a very important medium to express ourselves, because if there weren't such mediums, whether music for me or even cinema for both of us, uh, we wouldn't throw our feelings out. We would just keep them in and just cry ourselves to sleep or just maybe die. Who knows? So I'm so thankful for art in general.
I'm thankful, and I do believe that if sadness didn't exist, I don't think cinema would exist, or any kind of art would exist.
Exactly.
And that's just, I think it's just a way to deal with those things, those hardships, those things that we cannot deal, just holding it in your hearts, inside of us, and keeping it quiet. We have to say, we have to speak. And I want to say that it's very hard to make art nowadays. It's
Yeah.
very hard, even to believe in yourself, because we live in this world, and it's hard to believe in this world now. So if we don't believe in this world, how will we going to believe in ourselves? We are humans, we are part of this world.
Yeah.
It's like it's just a hard moment in history again,
Mm.
and we are living it. Many people lived other hard moments, and we don't know about it. What I want to say is, if you make art, if you make, you don't need to be an artist, to work with that. But if you like to write, if you like to sing, you just do it. Now, you don't have to know what you are going to do. You don't
Yeah.
have to know what you are doing now,
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
because we were used to be always sure of our plans in the future, and next year I'm going to do that and that and that, and then this is going to bring me that and that and that. But life is not like that. Life is like the present, and we can hope for the future, we can think about the past, but in the end of the day, it's just now, it's just this moment.
Yeah.
And we don't know if we are going to be alive, if cinema will exist. We don't know those things.
So I advise people to do what you love and never give up. So thank you so much for joining me on this episode. I really loved talking to you. It was amazing. It was a blast. So thank you so much again for joining me.
Thank you.
This podcast is produced by 78 Productions. Make sure to follow our page on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at 78prod. Talk to you later. Cheers.